So hello everyone. Today let us start with local anesthetic 2. So here this topic we are going to discuss with the applications and uses of the local anesthetics. Okay, and you can also have it as a classification of local anesthetics. So surface anesthesia. Okay, so as its name suggests, so you will apply to the surface of your skin. So it is produced by topical application of the surface anesthetics to the mucous membrane. So where your mucous membrane is present, you can apply also to the abraded skin. Abraded skin means torn out skin. Okay, so only to the superficial layer is anesthetized. So only the upper layer is anesthetized and there is no loss of motor function. Onset and duration will depends upon the site, the drug and its concentration, and the form, the what type of form you are used. Example, lidocaine 10% is sprayed in the throat. It will act in 5 to 10 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, and produces anesthesia for 30 to 45 minutes. So absorption of soluble local anesthetics from the mucous membrane is very rapid. So next is the infiltration anesthesia. So dilute solution of local anesthetics is infiltrated under the skin. Okay, so you are injected, so this will become filtered and enter inside your skin in the area of operation. So it will block the sensory nerve endings. So onset of action is almost immediate and the duration is shorter than the after the nerve block. So example, you can have lidocaine, it will act for 30 to 60 minutes, bupivacaine 90 to 180 minutes. So infiltration is used for minor operations like incisions, that you are keeping something inside, or exercise, removing something outside from your body, hydrocele, herniopathy, etc. when the rate or the area to be anesthetized is very small. So relatively larger amount of local anesthetics is required for this purpose when compared to area anesthetized, but motor function is not affected. So next is the conduction block. So local anesthetics is injected around the nerve trunks so that the area distal to the injection is anesthetized and paralyzed. So field block, it again conduction is classified into field block and nerve block anesthesia. So field block, it is produced by injection of local anesthetic subcutaneously in their skin and in a manner that all nerves coming to the particular field will be blocked. So as it done for herniopathy, appendectomy and dental procedures, scalp stitching, operations on forearms and legs, etc. So larger area will begin in the 2 to 3 centimeter distal to the line of injection. Okay, distal means below from the point of injection, can be anesthetized with a lesser drug compared to infiltration. So the same concentration of local anesthetics as for infiltration is used in case of field block anesthesia. Next is the nerve block. So it is produced by injection of local anesthetic around the appropriate nerve trunks or plexus, that is where many nerves come and join together and again it is branched off. It is called as plexus. So the area of resulting anesthesia is still larger when compared to amount of drug used. So muscles supplied by the injected nerve or plexus will be paralyzed and the latency of the anesthesia depends upon the drug and area to be covered by the diffusion. For a plexus block, a flooding technique is used and a larger volume is needed. So nerve block lasts longer than the field block or infiltration anesthesia. Frequently performed nerve blocks are lingual, that is in your tongue, intercostal, ulnar, sciatic femoral, brachial plexus, trigeminal, facial and phrenic, etc. So it is used for tooth extraction, operations on your eye, limbs, abdominal wall, fractures, sitting, trauma to ribs, neuralgias, persistent hiccup, etc. So spinal anesthesia. So local anesthetics are injected in the subarachnoid space between the L2, that is lumbar 2 and 3, or lumbar 3 and 4, that is below the lower end of your spinal cord. So the primary site of action is nerve roots in the cauda equina rather than the spinal cord. So lower abdomen and the hind limbs are anesthetized and paralyzed. So the level of anesthesia depends on the volume and speed of injection, specific gravity of the drug solution and posture of the patient. So adrenaline may be enhance the spinal anesthesia by reducing the spinal cord blood flow or by its own analgesic effect. So women during late pregnancy require lesser drug for spinal anesthesia because the inferior vena cava will be compressed, leading to engorgement of the vertebral system and decrease in capacity of the subarachnoid space. So spinal anesthesia is used for operations in the lower limb, pelvic, lower abdomen, prostatectomy and fracture sitting, obstetric procedures, cesarean section, etc. So advantages of the spinal anesthesia over general anesthesia are: it is safer, it will produce good analgesia and muscle relaxation without loss of consciousness. Cardiac, pulmonary, renal disease and diabetes pose less problem. So these diseases will give a less problem to the anesthetic. Next, complications of the spinal anesthesia are respiratory paralysis, hypotension, headache, cauda equina syndrome, nausea and vomiting. So cauda equina syndrome is a syndrome that will affect your nervous system. Okay. So next, epidural anesthesia. So the spinal dural space is filled with the semi-liquid fat through the nerve root travels. So the local anesthetics is injected in this space. It acts primarily on the nerve roots and smaller amount permeates through the intervertebral foramina to produce multiple paravertebral blocks. So epidural anesthesia can be divided into three categories based upon the site of injection, that is thoracic, lumbar and caudal. So thoracic, the injection is made in the mid-thoracic region. So the epidural space in this region is relatively narrow. Smaller volume of drug is needed. It is used generally for pain relief following the thoracic or upper abdominal surgery. So specially designed for catheters, okay, are available for placed on repeated injection of a continuous infusion of local anesthetics. So this will achieve epidural anesthesia which will last for few days. Next is the lumbar. So relatively larger volume of drug is needed because epidural space is very wide. It produces anesthesia of lower abdomen, pelvis and hind limbs. Use of lumbar epidural anesthesia is similar to that of spinal anesthesia. Next is the caudal. So injection is given to the sacrum region through the sacral hiatus, produces anesthesia of pelvic and perineal region. It is used mostly for vaginal delivery, anorectal and genitourinary operations. Okay. So with this, your uses is over. So remaining we can see in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.